It started with a glance that lingered just a second too long. The campus of Westbridge University buzzed with the restless energy of a new semester, laughter spilling from dorm windows, music echoing through open courtyards, the scent of coffee trailing behind hurried students. But for Lena Carter, the world had always felt quieter, softer, like she was watching life through glass instead of living it. Until the moment she saw her. Across the crowded student center, leaning casually against a pillar as if the chaos belonged to her, stood Riley Monroe, confident, sharp-eyed, a small, knowing smile playing on her lips. She wasn't trying to stand out, but she did. Their eyes met. Lena froze. Riley didn't look away. And in that silent exchange, something unspoken sparked. Unexpected, electric, impossible to ignore. Lena wasn't used to being noticed. She preferred corners, library desks by the window, quiet paths behind the science building, late-night study sessions where the world felt manageable. But suddenly, she started noticing Riley everywhere. At the cafe line, joking with the barista. On the campus lawn, lying back in the grass, headphones in, completely unbothered. In her literature class. That's where it changed. "Looks like we're partners for the semester," Riley said, sliding into the seat beside her without hesitation. Lena blinked. "Oh, okay." Riley smirked slightly. "You always this quiet, or am I intimidating?" I mean, Lena stumbled, heat rushing to her cheeks. Riley leaned in just a little. "Relax. I don't bite." A pause. Then softer. "Unless you want me to." Lena's breath caught. Riley pulled back with a teasing grin, but her eyes lingered. Curious, interested. From that day on, small moments began stacking up. A brush of hands when passing notes. Shared smiles during lectures. Late-night texts that started as about assignments and slowly became something else. Something warmer. Something dangerous. "Come on," Riley said one evening, grabbing Lena's wrist lightly. "You study too much." "I'm fixing that." "Where are we going?" Lena asked, half nervous, half thrilled. "You'll see." They ended up at a tiny cafe just off campus. Dim lights, indie music humming softly, the city glowing outside the windows. It felt like stepping into another world. "You ever just stop thinking?" Riley asked, stirring her drink. Lena smiled faintly. "Not really." "Try it," Riley said, watching her. "Right now." Lena hesitated, then laughed softly. "I don't know how." "Then I'll distract you." Riley reached across the table, her fingers brushing Lena's. This time, neither of them pulled away. Silence settled, not awkward, but heavy with something unspoken. Later that night, they walked back through campus, the air cool, the sky scattered with stars. "Lena," Riley said quietly, stopping near the dorm entrance. "Yeah." Riley stepped closer. Close enough that Lena could feel her heartbeat. Fast, uneven. "You look at me like you're trying to figure something out." "I am," Lena admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Riley tilted her head. "And," Lena swallowed. "I don't think I want to stop." Something shifted in Riley's expression, less teasing, more real. She reached up, gently tucking a strand of hair behind Lena's ear. "Good," she murmured. And then, soft, slow. Their lips met. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't overwhelming. It was careful, meaningful. Like both of them were afraid the moment might disappear if they moved too fast. When they pulled apart, Lena's eyes were still closed. Riley smiled softly. "Hey, stay with me." Lena opened her eyes. And nothing felt the same anymore. But reality doesn't wait. The whispers came first. Campus wasn't as open-minded as it pretended to be. "Did you hear about Riley? She's just playing around. That quiet girl? She'll get hurt." Lena tried to ignore it, but the doubts crept in. And Riley, she changed too. Not completely, but enough. More distant in public. Less obvious. Careful. One night, Lena finally broke. "Are you embarrassed?" she asked, her voice shaking. Riley frowned. "What? No." "Then why do you act like this doesn't matter when people are around?" "It's not that simple," Riley said, running a hand through her hair. You don't get it. Then help me understand, Lena whispered. Silence. Heavy. Painful. Riley looked away. I've done this before. People always think it's something serious, and then it gets messy.
Lena's chest tightened.
So, what is this to you? Riley hesitated. That hesitation said everything. Lena stepped back, her voice breaking. I'm not something temporary. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. And just like that, she walked away. But distance didn't erase what they felt. It only made it louder. Every glance across campus burned. Every almost conversation hurt more than silence. They missed each other.
Deeply.
It was raining the night. Everything changed. Lena stood outside the library, clutching her jacket, waiting for the storm to pass. Lena. She froze. Riley stood a few feet away, soaked, breath uneven, eyes desperate in a way Lena had never seen before. You don't get to just disappear, Riley said. Lena shook her head. You pushed me away. I was scared, Riley admitted. Not of you, of how much you matter. The rain fell harder, but neither of them moved. I've never felt like this before, Riley continued, her voice raw. Not real. Not like this. Lena's eyes filled with tears. Then why did you act like I didn't? Because if I lose this, Riley stepped closer, her voice dropping, I lose something I can't pretend didn't change me. A long pause. Then Lena whispered, You already changed me. That was all it took. Riley closed the distance, her hands gently cupping Lena's face as she kissed her. This time not careful, not hesitant. Passionate.
Certain. Real.
Lena melted into her, her hands gripping Riley's jacket as the rain soaked through them both. The world disappeared. No whispers, no fear, just the warmth of finally choosing each other. When they pulled back, foreheads resting together, Riley smiled softly. I'm not running this time. Good, Lena whispered, because I'm not letting you. Weeks later, nothing about campus had changed, and yet everything had. They still walked the same paths, sat in the same classes, passed the same people. But now Lena didn't feel invisible, and Riley didn't feel untouchable. They found their balance. Quiet moments in the library, laughter in the cafe, fingers intertwined under tables where no one could see, or maybe where they didn't care anymore. One evening, sitting on the rooftop overlooking the city lights, Lena rested her head on Riley's shoulder. Do you ever think about that first day? She asked. Riley smiled. The one where you couldn't stop staring at me? Lena laughed softly. You noticed? I noticed everything. Riley turned slightly, pressing a gentle kiss to Lena's forehead. And in that quiet moment, under a sky full of endless possibilities, they both knew. This wasn't temporary. This was real. If you felt their story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful love stories.